Good morning, folks. I'm Captain Spicy Pants. I wanted to do a quick introduction video to what this journey is going to be for our new player challenge. And we did start this last night on stream, so technically this is the second video. But for those of you who just want something to go back on and understand what is going on, why we're doing it, what the purpose of this is as a veteran STO player, uh, I've been in this game for about 14 years, and I often forget what it's like for new players or returning players, just how long it takes to really start from the beginning and get ready to do elite content or end game content of any sort for that matter, right? So I often sit there and join TFOs. I know that I am guilty of it. I'm sure other people are guilty of it, where you go into an elite TFO and you see that a player isn't quite up to par to be inside that elite TFO. What I decided to do was completely start a brand new account. Yes, this is going to be account number 4 for me, but this account is going to be wildly different. It is structured with rules, which are above me. And these rules are very straightforward, right? It's we're going to level them 1 to 65. We are not going to do any of the story for that matter, unless of course we're picking specific missions for that story to get specific gear. For instance, like the 2-piece ground the cool set, right? So like we might be doing something like that, but otherwise we are not going to run the story for reasons that we can tackle 1 to 65 through elite patrols and doing events and whatever the case may be, right? So that's one of the rules that we're going to adhere to. Another rule is we do have to earn everything. We cannot trade between my established accounts and this account, because a new player to the game is not going to have that option. Now, returning players may have that option to trade amongst their older characters and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of like a gray area. But again, I am tackling this from a new player perspective. So we cannot trade in between our established accounts whatsoever. That's rule number 2. And then just like a new player would, and depending on how you look at this, some people don't like this, but this is the unfortunate effect of a new player in an MMO. They are going to often ask things in zone chat, and you have seen it, I have seen it. Sometimes it's as far as asking for a ship in zone chat. I don't believe we are going to do that. There's no reason for me to do that, because the realistic reason is I'm more than likely not going to be given a ship through zone chat. But sometimes they will see some content creators video, whether it be like Stu or Spencer, and they'll notice like a console or something that they need, right? And let's just use, for example, like whole image refractors. It's a fairly common console that gets thrown on the exchange, and it's like what, 3 to 5 million EC, something to that effect. But the thing is as a new player, they might not have 3 to 5 million EC, so they're going to ask in zone chat like, hey, does somebody got a spare whole image refractors? And we can absolutely do that, because we are going to mimic that new player experience. Now, whether we get that console or not is completely up to zone chat. The last thing that we're going to go over with this account is what the threshold is going to be to end this character or this account, so to speak, to be quote unquote elite ready. And I think the general consensus has always been, at least here for the last several years, as power creep has continued to go up, that really the bare minimum we need to do in elite space TFOs is about 100,000 DPS. We're not going to really gauge ground TFOs, because ground building is pretty straightforward, simplistic, and it doesn't really require that big of an entry to do the ground elite TFOs. So we're going to look at space TFOs as our point of entry. And that being the case, it is widely accepted that if you can do about 100k base DPS inside a TFO, that's a fair assessment, and that's where we're going to go with. So that once we can obtain that 100k DPS, I believe we should be able to do 10 different space TFOs while benefiting our team and not being a detriment to it. And at that point, we would say this character is ready to go into elite TFOs. So that is our threshold. that is what our goal is. There is no time limit on this. I have an idea time frame of what I would think I could achieve this in, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen in that time frame, right? We all have real life. We all have different things going on in our lives. So it may not happen in that timely manner. So I am not putting a time threshold on this. So the way we're going to structure our future streams and videos that I put out, everything's going to be done in quote unquote hours played. So if I logged in tomorrow on this account and I said, I'm going to run first contact day, I'm going to run 3 patrols, I'm going to clock how long I spent on here using the /played command. And then it'll just say, okay, you were on for an hour. Okay, I was on for an hour. So when I structure the video, which should be a weekly video, it's going to say Captain Spicy Pants, Wednesday, 1 hour, Thursday, 30 minutes, and then on Sundays, when we upload our weekly progress video, you will know that from Wednesday until Sunday, I had a total of 4 to 5 hours of gameplay, and this is what I achieved in it. We need to show our work. We need to make sure we adhere to the rules above, and we need to show the community as a whole, like, this is what the grind is like. Whether now, obviously, it can go faster if you have more time to play. It can also be slower if you have less time to play. But this is basically to show, like, this is the grind. This is the grind that a lot of people forget about when they don't have endeavors, when they don't have reputations done, when they don't have access to reclaiming things off the dilithium store, the promotions tab. Stay tuned for Sunday. I will have this first week's progress up there. As you can see, Bob is our character. Bob got to level 17. Bob's account, when Elite Ready, will be given away. It will not be sold. It will be completely given away. This is a PC account. It will just be given away with the email attached to it. It's a brand new, clean email, whatever. It's a Gmail. I will give you all the login information, everything else, yours to keep, yours to do with whatever. One person will get it. We'll figure out how that works when that time gets closer. Join us on that journey. I think I'm done rambling. Enjoy your Wednesday. I know it's a bit of a longer video than I'm used to putting out. I will probably cut some of the fluff here and there, but otherwise that's going to do it for me, folks. I'm Captain Spicy Pants. I'm excited to do this journey. I hope you'll join me on it, and we will see you on Monday for our stream, 8 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care. I'm out.